My name is Ted Clearfield. I was a Navy CB in World War II. My wife was a victim of the Holocaust. She lived as a little girl in Poland, and her entire family was taken to Auschwitz. She spent 4 months there. The last time she saw her parents, she climbed out of the train that took them there. It was her father, mother, sister, and brother. And then, as the Russians came, they were taken, 30,000 of them, on a death march, naked in the snow. They slept naked in the snow, marching from Auschwitz to Bergen-Belsen. And when she got to Bergen-Belsen, she was put on the top bunk, and she heard clanging noises, and the British tanks were coming, and the Germans went out the barracks, and with machine guns, they killed everyone in the 2 lower bunks, but she happened to be in an upper bunk. That's what saved her. Then we met in 1949, and that was another story.
What is her name?
Stephanie Clearfield. It was Stephanie Arenbach at that time, and we met in 1948 and got married in 1949. Unfortunately, 5 years ago she passed. We were married for 63 years. I spent 2 years in the South Pacific. The most interesting thing while there was as a Navy CB working on the pier at Pearl Harbor, was told to remain and fix typewriters for the fleet. A ship pulling out the next morning. Walked out on the pier as it was getting evening, and a broken down ship came forward in front of me, and down the ramp came a wheelchair with President Roosevelt sitting in it, being pushed by Sir Winston Churchill. They stopped at my feet. I saluted, dumbfounded. The president said hello and waved. Mr. Churchill nodded my way, and they moved on. There was one SP who came to a gun salute. We could not tell anyone. It was a secret. About 10 days later, it came out in the newspaper that they were there. One other story, I was in boot camp being trained by the Marines, and was ordered to chop trees in a forest. I came out covered from head to toe with poison ivy. I spent 1 month in a hospital. When I came out, my outfit was gone. 2 years later, I was stationed on Johnson Island in the Pacific. It was an airport where the wounded would come in. My job was to take the wounded to chow. Did this, brought trays of food back to the plane. Coming up on the plane, laying in front of me on a mattress, I recognized the man laying there was my bunkmate of 2 years ago. He tells me that my outfit was chopped up on Okinawa, that the lucky ones were on this plane, and here I am today because I got poison ivy. This was my experience in the Pacific. I can't believe it was, what, 70 years ago. You know, it's funny. I keep thinking, as a teenager, I was sitting in a movie and I was watching the last enclave of veterans who looked like me today, hugging each other. They were the North wearing gray and the South wearing blue, hugging each other at their last enclave. It just comes to mind. I don't know why. Yep, this is the way it goes.